Hello everyone, welcome to Target45. My name is Jyoti. Today we are going to solve problems on Floyd's triangle patterns. We are going to solve four such patterns. So this is the first pattern where numbers are continuously incrementing from 1 to 15 with the spaces in between and in front of each row, and the alphabetic version of the same pattern and the inverted version of both numbers and alphabets. If you still have not subscribed to Target 45, please subscribe to Target 45 because we are daily going to solve these kind of problems and it is really helpful. From day 1 to day 10, we solve problems on incrementing triangle pattern, diamond patterns, palindrome patterns, and mirrored triangle patterns. So today we are going to solve Floyd's triangle patterns. If you have missed those patterns, please kindly go through day 1 to day 10 series and finish them off. So first, when we see this, here the numbers are continuously incrementing from 1 to 15 and there are spaces between the digits and there are spaces in front of each row. So, and the spaces are continuously decrementing. So we understood that we need 5 rows. So what I'm taking the range from 1 to 6. So start at 1 and stop at 6. So we'll print I. See, we have 5 rows, so that is solved. We need spaces now. What we'll do for the spaces before each row, we'll do 5 minus I. We are multiplying spaces with 5 minus I, so that when I is 1, we have 4 spaces. When I is 2, we have 3, and it is decrementing continuously. Now I am using join method. And I'm incrementing the elements from 0 to I to see if we get the pattern we are looking for. So we got some pattern that is okay, but this is not the one we are looking for. What do we need to do in order to get the this kind of pattern? So shall we take n equal to 1 and sum it up with j and see if we get what we are expecting? No. What if we sum n with I after every time of this print statement? See, our problem is solved. So let's understand how this is happening. Basically, we are taking n variable here and we are storing 1 here, and for the first time what we are doing, we are summing up with n with j for the range of I. Every time inside the for loop, for every row, it will take for j in range of I and take all the elements of j one by one and sum with n, and it joins with the space every time, one element after the one element, and it will print. Once this print is done, what it is doing, it is incrementing n value with n equal to n plus I. So let's take one example. So when I is 0, we get 4 spaces, and we have to, like, for j is 0 here. When j is 0, we get n plus j as 1 plus 0, that is 1. So it is printing 1 in the first row. When I is equal to 1, we have 3 spaces. For j equal to 0, n plus j is equal to, here we forgot to calculate n value, n equal to n plus I. So 1 plus, now I is 1, so n is 2 here. Here what will do? 2 plus 0, 2. For j equal to 1, n plus j is 2 plus 1, that is 3. So we got 2, 3 in the second row, and this will stop. The inner for loop will stop when j is equal to 2. And we have to increment n with I, n equal to n plus I. So what is n now? 2 plus I is 2. I is 2. So now n is 4. We don't have I equal to 0, I equal to 1. We have 4 spaces. I equal to 2. So yeah. Now I is equal to 3. We have 2 spaces. And for j equal to 0, we get n plus j as 4 plus 0, which is 4. And when j is equal to 1, we get 4 plus 1, which is 5. When j is equal to 2, we get 4 plus 2, which is 6. And when j is equal to 3, we'll stop here. The inner for loop will stop here. And n equal to 4 plus I is 3, so 7. In the same way, it will print up to I equal to, when I is 5, we get all the elements from j as 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And when j becomes 6, it will stop. And I is now 6, so it will also stop. So this is how we are getting this pattern. We have to remember that we have to take n variable and we have to initialize it with 1, and every time after printing the inner pattern, we have to sum it with I. N we have to sum it with I. So this way we solved this pattern. Hope this is clear. If you still have any doubts, please comment in the comment section. We'll try to solve that. And I'm just copy pasting that. For alphabets, what we have to do? We know that we will be using chr function. Chr function is used to convert ASCII code to character representation. And in ASCII table, 65 represents A, 66 represents B, and it continues. So here we have to make a simple change, which is replace this str with chr, and we have to replace n equal to 1 with n equal to 65, and remaining is the same. The reason being, here we are saying that the alphabet is starting from A, because here we get in the inner for loop, we are starting from, the range starts from 0. For whenever we calculate for j in range of 1, let's say, we will be calculating up to 1, that is, we'll be calculating for 0. That is why I'm taking n equal to 65. So let's see if this works. Here you go. That's it. So we have solved this pattern, number Floyd triangle pattern, and the alphabetic version of it. Now we'll try to solve the inverted version of it. So let's copy paste the same thing, and we have to make few changes. So since here if you see n is starting from 15, we'll take n is 15, and it is decrementing from 5 to 1. So we have to change the row to start at 5, stop at 0, decrement by 1, and we have to subtract n minus j, since we are decrementing the values numbers from top to bottom. So we need to subtract it instead of sum. Here also we have to subtract it. So let's see what we get. Here you go. So this is the one we are trying to solve. So in the same way, we have to solve for alphabets. We have to remember the changes where we are changing the n value to 15 because it is a starting element, and since it is a decrementing pattern, we have to subtract it instead of summing up, and we have to subtract n with I every time after this inner for loop. So let's code this. So we have to take 79, since O represents 79, so we are taking 79 here. So remaining is same, and we have to change one thing here, which is we have to use chr function here, and everything should be the same. We'll see if it is working. Yeah, see, this is the pattern. So this is how we solve 4 different Floyd triangle pattern. If you have any doubts in these patterns, please comment in the comment section, and thank you.